Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the United States 2022 Olympic Games. I'm your host, Kyleigh Raes, and tonight we will be taking a look at our spotlight player of the Games, Andy Fichter. Andy happens to be one of our fiercest competitors, and he is originally from Memphis, Tennessee, but moved to Council Bluffs just before he started 4th grade. Tonight, we will be taking a look at the fans who have come to support Andy tonight. We will also be taking a look at what events he will be competing in and what he likes to do in his free time. And lastly, we will be taking a look at what he plans to do after he's done competing here at the Games. First, let's take a look at his supporters. First, we have his mother, Terry, whom is his role model. He looks up to Terry because he says that she gets things done and she works hard, in which he describes her as a good person overall. Next, to accompany his mother, we have his father, Dan. Alongside his parents, we have his older brother, who's 19, Ben. To accompany his family, we also have a few of Andy's good friends who have come to watch him as well. We have his girlfriend, Liberty, and we also have his other 3 good friends, Caden, Owen, and Miguel. And just outside the stadium, we have his 2 furry friends, Mila and Minka, who are unfortunately not allowed into the games due to our no pet policy. But we must not forget about the supporters who we have watching at home. We have his grandmother, Tara, and his grandfather, Dan. On the other side, we have his grandmother, Teresa, and his grandfather, Dal, whom Andy is named after. Now let's take a look at what events Andy will be competing in tonight. First, this week we have baseball, followed by football and track later on in the week. Andy says that his favorite sport to compete in is probably baseball because he enjoys it more on a day-to-day basis, which overall makes it his favorite. Next, let's take a look at what Andy likes to do in his free time. When Andy is not training to compete, he is playing games on his Xbox. He says that his 2 favorite games are probably For Honor and Rainbow Six Siege. When Andy does not have time to play his Xbox, that is probably because he is working his weekly job as a flag football referee. But when he's not doing all of this, he always says he needs a time to kick back and relax. Andy says that after he is done competing here at the Olympics, he would like to go to a small school for a few years and continue playing his favorite sport, baseball. Soon afterward, he would like to attend college at the University of Northern Iowa and hopefully become a PE teacher or perhaps a football or baseball coach. Another inquiry we had for Andy during the interview was where he would like to live after he's finished competing here at the Olympics. He says that he would probably like to stay in Council Bluffs in order to stay close to his family and his friends that he loves very much. Next, he says, to conclude our interview, we asked Andy one final question, which is, if he were to win the lottery, what would he do with the money? Firstly, he says he would go on a shopping spree, but before all that, he would probably buy the important things that one needs in life, such as a house and a car. Then, with the leftover money, he would like to visit Rome. He says he would like to visit Rome because he thinks that the Colosseum is cool and he would like to see all the other fun things that the country has to offer. That concludes our interview, and today we learned many important things about Andy Fichter. First, we learned about his supporters and his fans who have come to see him compete this week. Then we took a look at what events he would be competing in, along with what he likes to do in his free time. Lastly, we took a look at what he would like to do after he's done competing here at the Olympics. Well, would you look at that? It seems as if though the games are starting. I'll leave you to enjoy the events, but let's help cheer on Andy and watch him bring home the gold medal for his team. I'm your host, Kyleigh Raes, and thank you for tuning in tonight.